Grew up on a farm, um, and we had horses and farm animals and a big garden. Back then, there were farms still around, dairy farms, and Walt Tuttle's, of course, that's a really famous farm right down the road. Um, there were some around. Now they're pretty rare around here. So I was born in 1957. We had a black and white television that had tubes for the circuitry, vacuum tubes. And every once in a while a vacuum tube would blow out, and Grammy would take the tubes out and take them to Western Auto and plug them into a tester machine and figure out which one was a bad one and then get it replaced. Pull the TV away from the wall, get in the back with a flashlight, and plug the tubes back in to the big circuit board. We had a TV antenna on the roof. There was no such thing as cable TV. And I think we got channel 4, 5, 6, 9, sometimes 7 and 13. I remember the first color television and color television show that I saw was the funeral of President John F. Kennedy. We had a black rotary dial phone that probably was made in like 1942 or something. Sometimes to make a long distance call you had to call the operator, and the operator would actually put it through. We had radio. Grammy and Grampy thought it was a really big deal when we got a stereo radio record player. Nobody has those things anymore. See, at that time electronics were like furniture. The cabinet was a big deal. Same way with the television. When they finally got a color TV in like 1969 or something, the big deal was made out of the quality of the maple cabinet that the TV electronics were in. Oh, and we didn't have computers. We didn't have an electric typewriter until I went to college. We didn't have a calculator until I was a senior in high school. I think that the younger generation is a lot more positive, maybe, than when I was a teen. Because I was a teenager right after the end of the Vietnam War. During the war and at the end of the war, I think kids were kind of had that hanging over their heads. I think what's really cool is kids today are really fast to adapt to like new technology and new ways of doing things. It's really incredible to see the opportunities and the different possibilities in life that technology opens up. That you guys want everything really quick, right now. I think that's maybe not the downfall. I think it's a challenge to learn patience and how to make things develop. I think another thing that kind of makes me a little sad is that when I was a kid, we had to figure out how to entertain ourselves and create things like out of not much. Of course, that's what my parents used to say too about us. But now you have a lot of entertainment opportunities like television, computers, online, smartphones, cell phones, all kinds of stuff that brings things to you rather than you necessarily going out and creating. There's a temptation there to like have it all served to you and delivered to you rather than going out and creating yourself. I think when I was a kid, we were outdoors a lot more, finding things to do. Like when I was in high school, I'd come home at night and go horseback riding, or get cross-country skis out and go skiing if there was snow on the ground. Sitting in front of the television set was only something that we did like at dinner time or after dinner in the evening. Life was a lot more physical, by and large, for kids when I was growing up than it